The Democratic ticket is still campaigning in Central Florida despite President Obama's canceled appearance at UCF.
President Clinton rallied on his behalf at Memorial Mall. West 2's Amanda Ober is live at the event. And Amanda, were students disappointed, though, that they did not get to hear and see President Obama?
Well, Meredith, naturally, there was some disappointment from the 7,500 people who packed into the mall here at UCF when they learned they were not going to hear from President Obama, especially considering many of them got out here as early as 3 o'clock this morning and braved some pretty chilly weather. But President Clinton has been called one of Obama's best stand-ins, and today the crowd was not disappointed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Central Florida welcome for President Bill Clinton and Senator Bill Nelson.
Former Florida Governor Charlie Crist and Senator Bill Nelson warmed up the crowd of over 7,500 people for a talk not by the man they hoped to see, but rather by one of his more popular surrogates, former President Bill Clinton. Clinton spent most of his talk doing what he does best, offering detailed explanations of Obama's policies and record.
Every single comparative analysis that I read, and I spent a lot of time on this, talks about how much better America did after the crash than Europe because President Obama and the Congress invested in putting America back to work.
Many people in the crowd had come to UCF as early as 3 a.m. and braved chilly weather, thinking they were going to hear President Obama. But the president made an early morning decision to head back to the nation's capital and monitor the megastorm bearing down in the Northeast. The crowd seemed to understand and to support Obama's decision.
I was a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, I think that he's exactly where he needs to be. I think that I would rather him be where he is now than to be here with us today.
The president was doing his job. He was being presidential today. I would have loved to have seen President Obama, but he's doing what he had to do today.
Now, it's tough to estimate how much larger this crowd may have been if indeed Obama had made an appearance here today. This particular crowd, young people, college students, is critical for the Obama campaign. Young people are credited with helping Obama get to the White House last time around. Live at UCF, Amanda Ober, West 2 News.
Thank you, Amanda. And with Hurricane Sandy threatening to wreak havoc on people in the Northeast, President Obama rushed out of Central Florida to deal with response efforts. West 2's Karen Moore was there as our cameras rolled on Air Force One leaving just before 9 this morning.
It was a last-minute change of plans for President Barack Obama, who, as of early this morning, was still scheduled to speak at the University of Central Florida. Instead, however, he canceled that campaign stop and boarded Air Force One around 8:30 this morning to go back to Washington, D.C. to monitor the federal government's response to Hurricane Sandy and the so-called superstorm that will be slamming the East Coast beginning today. Hurricane Sandy is on a collision course with 2 other weather systems, and it could affect up to 50 million people. Several critical battleground states are also going to be affected by the storm, with just about a week left now before the election. In Orlando, Karen Moore, West 2 News.